Hello, hi everyone. It's Laura Renner here, the founder of Freedom Makers, providing virtual admin support to small business owners, featuring military spouses as the virtual support. And so today I wanted to continue from our conversation last week regarding community, and this is kind of an offshoot of that, and that is let's discuss ways to grow your business. So for me personally, as a small business owner, I find that I struggle with a lot of these workshops or accelerators or incubators or whatnot because they seem to be focused on starting a business versus growing a business. So like if you haven't started yet and you need to build out your business plan or figure out financing or things, well, that growing businesses need that too, but just, kind of figuring everything out on where to start. There's plenty of resources out there for people, for business owners in that stage of their business. But at least I haven't found a lot of resources available for once you have that traction, how do you grow it? How do you go to that next level? There are some financing options, but outside of that, at least I haven't seen it. And I see it in the sense of like coaches or consultants, but then you really don't know if they're going to be a fit for you and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I wanted to share with you kind of 3 tips on ways to think about how to grow your business. If you already have that traction, you've already started your business. And the first one is run with someone faster than you. And I came up with that because I'm a runner turned triathlete. And I've noticed that, for instance, when I was starting to get into bicycling and learning more about bicycling, like of course everyone knows how to ride a bike, but how do you do it? Well, not everyone, but a lot of people know how to ride a bike, but how do you do it in a way that makes you efficient or more technically better so that you can compete in triathlons? And I biked one day with someone who's been a friend of mine from college. He's been biking for years, and he was teaching me little things to consider or techniques and how to do things. And even just riding with him, I found myself going much faster than I was on my own. And so it's just, trying to keep up with him. And I think he even slowed down a little bit. He said he didn't, but I think he did. But even so, it still got me to run faster or bike faster. And like me being a runner, when I run with friends who aren't as fast as me, I remember once we were running and about a mile in, she looked down at her watch. She goes, "Oh my goodness, that's the fastest I've ever run." And it didn't feel that much faster to her than when she was running on her own. And so my point though is that it wasn't that she was, pushing or I was pushing her or trying to, overtly run faster. It just kind of happened because we were running together. And so I'm saying, take that same idea and apply it to your business. Find business owners who are running faster than you. Now, that doesn't mean that they have more revenue or they've been in business longer. It might, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. What that means is that they are at a point that you want to get to, or they have the connections that you're seeking. So an example is if you're a retail shop, you may not learn from a consulting business that has more revenue than you do, right? You want to run with another retail shop that has more revenue than you do, or is doing like a kind of marketing that you want to do or something like that, so that you can learn from them without even realizing it. Just like when I'm biking with someone faster than me or running with someone faster, I'm doing it subconsciously without realizing that I am now running faster. So in a way, it's like my legs are learning without my brain realizing it. So the same thing, if you are spending time with a business owner who's faster than you, then your business legs are running faster without you realizing it. So that's one way to grow your business. A second way is look outside your industry. Just like I use this triathlon example for how to grow your business, do that same thing, like look outside your industry for ideas. One of my favorite stories is how surgeons decreased the numbers of mistakes or bad outcomes that were being made in the operating room by using a technique that pilots use. So they looked outside, whoever figured this out, the doctor or the hospital that figured it out, they looked outside the hospital industry and they went to the aviation industry. And the thing about pilots is they use checklists for everything. They even have a special clipboard that can strap to their thigh so that they can quickly access the checklist while they're flying. They use it for inspecting the aircraft before they get in it, for takeoff, for while they're in flight, for landing, and then after, the inspection after they land. And so they have a checklist for everything, and included in that also emergency procedure checklist. So they just have everything that, like I said, they can quickly access because it's attached to their thigh. So surgeons, once they started implementing checklists in the operating room, suddenly a lot of the bad outcomes and mistakes were significantly reduced. So that's a prime example of looking outside your industry to get ideas for ways to address issues or come up with ideas for growing your business. And the third idea is, continuing our conversation from last week, is tap into your community. Even if you have business owner friends or non-business owner friends, but the business owner friends aren't in your industry, by sharing what you're trying to address, they may not be able to provide solutions, but they're going to provide insights that will show you the way to get to your solution, right? So that's another key point, is tap into your community. Make sure you're constantly tapping into it so that you're not alone and that you have the support. Whether you need it or not, the support is there so that when you do need it, it's really there, if that makes sense. So 3 ideas right there to grow your business. Maybe someone can take that and start a workshop or an accelerator for that idea, but run with someone faster than you, look outside your industry for ideas, and tap into your community. Okay, that's all for this week. Look forward to seeing you next week. Wishing you the best. And those of you in the Southeast, I hope everything is going okay with all the hurricanes coming through. And so we will see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.